Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is part 15 of Yin and Yang. Enjoy. Aizawa wasted no time in making 2 teams, and then you were all given time to work out the order that you would run in. Once that was organised, you headed off down the track to find your marker that you'd run from. You'd been chosen to run the second to last leg of the race, so were placed a fair way out into the bush. You knew the track ran in a circle, so you could just cut through the bush back to get to Aizawa in the middle if anything happened, but you weren't scared, even though it was starting to get pretty dark now. You walked down the rest of the track and found your marker, standing at it and looking off down the track into the mist, wondering how long it would be before the race started. You had only been standing there for a second when you heard a sharp scream from behind you, and your skin crawled. That wasn't a light scream. That scream meant terror, and your tail flared up. That sounds bad, you thought, before hearing another yell from along the track. Instinctively you turned and started to run towards where you had come from, heading in the direction of where the yells were coming from. The mist was making it hard to see, but you knew if you stayed on the track you were bound to run into someone. It was only a few more seconds when you saw someone running towards you. "Momo?" you called to the female classmate as she came into view. "Yin, run!" she called, a purple ball stuck to her bare leg. "What is that?" you called when you saw it, pointing it out to her. "It's his! How did he know we were here?" she asked in a panic, grabbing onto you as you put an arm out to grab her. "His... what? Who?" Just then another purple ball shot out from the mist, and you instinctively tried to hit it like a baseball with your tail, but it stuck to your tail instead, freaking you out. "What is?" you asked, shaking your tail rapidly to get it off. "He's close. We need to go," Momo said with fear in her voice. "Get away from here, now!" She grabbed you to pull you with her, but you stood your ground. "No! Who is it? I'll take him on," you stated, reaching for the purple ball on your tail with your hand and having it stick to your hand as well. "You can't! He's a pervert, the worst kind! He'll try and stick these balls to your clothes and then make them get caught on something else so they rip your clothes off!" Just then another purple ball came flying out of nowhere and smacked right into your chest, in the centre of your sternum, and Momo shrieked again. Without thinking, you grabbed for it with your free hand, and now you were stuck to your shirt by it. This unnerved you, and you wrestled with it while Momo desperately tried to calm you down so you didn't rip your shirt, as that's exactly what the owner of the purple balls wanted. "It's our ex-classmate. This is his quirk," she told you quickly. "The one expelled for harassment." It all clicked then, and your blood boiled. You stopped trying to wrestle the balls off you and stood still, looking off into the mist, waiting for a sound that would tell you where this ex-classmate was so you could take him out. As you stood there, stuck by his balls, you heard someone else come running along the track and saw the outline of Uraraka in the mist. "Yin!" she called. "You need to get out of here! He's after you!" Just then another ball came whizzing through the bushes and got her on the leg, tripping her up and making her crash to the ground before she had a chance to use her quirk. Mad, on her behalf, your tail ripped the ball from your hand and shot in the direction of where the ball had come from out of the mist, taking a little skin off the palm of your hand in the process as it aimed to impale the imposter. But you couldn't see where you were aiming, and your tail didn't sense anything in that spot, so you retracted it and ran to help Uraraka up, who was already trying to get herself up despite her legs being stuck together now. "How could they replace me with such a hot girl?" you heard a shrill voice in the mist call, and you and the other girls froze. "If I can't be in the class to see her, then I'll see all of her here." "Yin, run! Don't worry about us," Momo called as a sudden barrage of purple balls assaulted your small group. "I'm not leaving without you all," you said angrily as your tail whipped back and forth, collecting the balls onto it in midair. It did make it harder to move your tail with more than 20 balls now stuck to it, and you knew you couldn't let the balls touch anything else, otherwise you would be stuck to that as well, so you did your best to keep your tail off the ground while you rallied the others. As you were about to try and escape, Ojiro came bolting down the track, and the second you saw him, relief flooded through you. You felt like you could do anything now that he had arrived, and for a second, you workshopped this feeling. Seeing him this time doesn't make me feel weak. This time I feel like my quirk is strong now. Have I reached the next level? "Yin, I heard he was here. Aizawa should be here soon, but... Oh, are you guys okay?" he asked, seeing you with Momo and Uraraka, noting all the purple balls stuck to you all. "I've taken most of the hits, but I don't know where he is, and I can't see anything in this mist, and I can't let these balls touch anything, otherwise I'll get stuck to it as well," you said, pointing to all the balls on your tail. Ojiro scowled and came up beside you, adopting a fighting stance. "It's okay. I'll protect you," he said, and your heart felt a peace inside it. calming your quirk slightly, which you noted. Now I'm feeling a little weak again, but it's not actually a bad thing. I don't feel stressed about it because I know he's here and he'll save me. I don't have to rely on myself this time. You looked at him beside you, forgetting about everything else in that moment as you detailed his face. I like how he looks, you thought, your face feeling a little warmer as your tail started to shrink down. You felt it retracting and quickly diverted your attention to it. Whoop, no, I can't let it shrink down or I'll have a heap of balls stuck to my back if I do. Is she yours, Ojiro? That same shrill voice called out again from the mist. That's so unfair! You're so normal, and you get a hot girl like her? She's not mine, Ojiro called back, his fight stance weakening as he placed one hand on the back of his head and rubbed it, his eyes darting to the ground as he fumbled through the sentence. But I won't let anyone harm her. She's someone very special to me, he added. Both Momo and Eureka looked at each other with that look of, oh, he just said it, look on their faces. Then they looked at you. You were just staring at him. Oh, it's a bit of a breakthrough chapter. Bless our little clueless lizard baby. See you next Wednesday for part 16.